Join me today and make this. Hey guys, it's Kate, and I'm glad you're with me today. So, I am doing my first art journal in quite a while, at least on YouTube. And so, I am going back into my spiral journal. It's got sketchbook pages, and I like to pre paint them with craft paint. So, this just happens to be the color that's already on the page today, but I'm going to cover over most of this. So today we are going to have some fun with collage and acrylic paint and some other goodies. So I have some pages, watercolor paper, paper I've written on. I just pulled several pieces out of my little paper box that I thought I might work with today. This one has alcohol ink on it and some kind of water soluble crayon, I think from the Dollar Tree. And that has some old handwriting on it. It's actually a scan I got from the internet, and it's just open source, or not open source, but not copywritten or anything like that. It's just old writing, and I don't even think it's English actually, but it makes an interesting texture in the background. So I'm just kind of deciding where I want things to go. And I really like this watercolor circle that I kind of put together. So I decided to put it in the bottom left hand corner and just kind of glue that in and get going. So I've got some gesso, and I'm going to be covering over most of everything to kind of knock it back a bit. But gesso is really nice because you can see a lot of the background come through, even though you're making it kind of blurry and, well, kind of dreamy, I guess. And I like, being able to see hints, even the scribbles, and I love using just different kinds of paper in mixed media projects. And the bottom left, that's actually watercolor paper, so it's a little bit thicker than the rest. So you'll see kind of a crease where the gesso goes right next to it. And I kind of liked that effect also. But I love relaxing with the art journal, and it's just really nice time to just play. I mean, I'm just finger painting basically, and it's just a lot of fun, and you can just experiment and try different products and see how they work together and just have a good time. So I'm going in, I let the gesso dry, and I'm going in with my purple, and I'm using a few different paints. A couple of them are from Creative Inspirations. I got those at Jerry's Artorama, and then I also use Liquitex, but I'm only using two colors plus black and white. I've got lamp black, white, I think it's deep yellow, and I'm not sure what the purple color is, but it's in Creative Inspirations. And both of them are fairly transparent, which is nice. You can, even though I'm adding layers, you can still see the background. And I had put titanium white on the palette, but I don't think I ended up using it just because the gesso was working so well on this particular project. It's not a product. I'm not selling my journal page. So I'm just going around and blending everything together with my finger. And for that middle area, I wanted to keep the purple kind of light with the yellow. So I added some extra white gesso with it just to make it kind of the same tone. And then after that is mostly dry, I grab my stencil that I'm going to be using today, and I mixed some of that yellow with the just a touch of the lamp black and the white, which kind of made this greenish color. Lamp black is a little bit of a blue, even though it is black. So when you mix it with a bunch of white, it actually has kind of a slight bluish color. But I mixed that with the yellow to make the leaves on the stencil, and I'm also adding a little bit of extra yellow just to add a little bit more brightness to that. And then I'm going with that purple color for the flower. And I like this stencil. It's kind of simple. It's just a single flower, and it has the little vase, which is pretty cute. So I add some lamp black to the purple too, and just kind of make it a nice deep color that's pretty rich. And then I was on the fence about doing those flowers next to it, but I decided to go for it because, you know, I'm a go for it kind of person, I guess. Especially with adding way too many dots and different things to stuff. So, you know, you love what you love, I guess. Now on this, I pulled up my stencil and a little bit of that yellow was still wet. So I had a little tiny piece of paper tear off. So I'm just fixing that real quick with some extra gesso and yellow and make it blend in so you really can't even tell that the stencil kind of stuck to it and pulled up just a little bit of that collage paper. And I've got my stylus to add some details to the flowers and the vase. And I'm still kind of mulling over what I want to put in the circle. I don't want to take away from the focal point, which is obviously the big flower, but I wasn't really sure what to put in there, whether I wanted to do another one of those flowers from the stencil again or something else. So I think I ended up going with the stencil flower, and I also added another one over to the left. When you journal, what is your favorite thing to journal with? Question of the day. Do you like watercolor, acrylics? Do you kind of mix it up with all kinds of different things? I'd love to hear your thoughts. What do you think is the most fun? And is there something that is really intimidating for you? So I had tried to add in some of that green detail with my stylus, and that wasn't working. So I grabbed a liner brush, and that worked much better. Much, much better. They say if you use the right tool for the job's a lot easier, and I'm definitely learning that. You can absolutely grab any old brush, but some brushes might make your work harder. So I wanted to get some, just to explain my thought process behind these little lines. One, I wanted to bring everything together in a couple of different ways. One, I wanted to use that green color I made somewhere else besides just the leaves. And I also thought that there was a little bit of detail that I could add sort of around the edges to bring some of the focus more toward that focal point. And so I think they did pretty well with that. I didn't want to overdo it, and it's not really a dark color, so it blends in pretty well. And here I go. I finally decided on the flower. So I will put that in with some more of that purple paint. I wish I could remember the name of it. I think if you pause it at the beginning, I show the label. Maybe I should pause at the beginning and look at it, but it's hard to do that when you're recording. But this is one of my, I think maybe one of my favorite art journals. I actually sat down and did several different pages of different things, and I've just been playing around a lot with my supplies, and actually just reorganized my arts and craft room for the second time in not all that long, but I just keep realizing what I reach for all the time versus never, and things that I wish I could reach for all the time that just aren't easy to get. But I'm going to finish this off with my sentiment stamp. and this was such a fun project. And I hope that you enjoyed watching this, and hopefully you painted along with me today. But until next time, you all just keep creating.